Hello, welcome to the home kits video. I'm Anthony Mackem. I did one of these videos last year where I rate from worst to best every single home kit. I've been patient this time and waited for Birmingham City to release their kit a couple of days before the season starts. Some kits that I like, you might not, and vice versa. Just bear in mind that these are purely my opinions and my opinions alone. If anybody rates this kit highly, I have to judge their taste. Yes, I like my bright colours, I like my wacky designs, but this just takes the biscuit. It's not a football kit, it's a rugby kit at best, mixed with a clown kit. Southampton have dropped the ball on this one. It's pretty much if you mash every single red and white team in this league with Blackburn Rovers and make it red, this is what you come out with. I do understand it is a redesign of a classic kit. The likes of Matt Letizia wore this kit. I didn't like that one. I don't like this one. I just can't stand looking at this kit, so we'll move on. If that Southampton kit didn't repulse you enough, Swansea City tried to do it just as bad. It's a solid white kit with everything, manufacturer, crest and sponsorship centralised, and the bright orange sponsorship on it just doesn't match anything to do with the shirt. The one saving grace it does have is that it reverts back to the classic Premier League era Swansea badge. The sleeves have this wavy pattern, but it also re-embosses the Joma logo in each side of it, so you've got three Joma logos on prominent positions within that kit. Yeah, for me it's just really poor. The last relegation spot kit, I guess, Middlesbrough. It had so much potential. It's been over-designed to an nth degree. It's a solid red shirt with two white bars throughout it. You expect that white hoop on a Middlesbrough shirt. That's part of their brand. But between those two thin white lines, their corporate sponsor, that kind of blends in okay. It's something you'd expect in the conference and the non-league football, but not in the championship. Two things that I think they overly designed as well. You've got the sleeves, which for some reason has blue in there, and the collars. The collar situation on this kit is horrid. It's a open collar, but it's a fold down collar, very 90s style, but then they have this weird like grippy thing of extra cloth just underneath the neck. It just doesn't tie in well. It looks like you've had like 8 designers try to get everything they wanted into the kit, and it spoils it. Poor kit from Middlesbrough this year. Just about surviving in 21st place is Sheffield Wednesday. This kit has the very similar style in terms of collar from Middlesbrough. You have that fold over trim with the weird bit of extra cloth. I hate that. It doesn't match any football shirt that I've ever wore. They've overdone it a bit by adding too much gold to it. They've added gold onto the bottom trim of the shirt, and throughout each and every blue stripe there's a thin embroidered line of gold throughout it. I think if you'd done it on either side, that might have been nice. There's some design parts that I kind of think have done well with that, like the crest and the manufacturing logo is within one of those blue stripes, so it does look okay. Just wear your last year's kit, it looks so much better. 20th place, Leeds United. They have a solid white shirt, a huge corporate sponsor on there. You've got the Adidas manufacturing stamp on there. They've got two-tone embossing on the kit. You can hardly make it out on the images. You can only really see when you zoom in and you're up close to the person wearing that shirt. The things I do think is okay with this kit and does add a little bit of class to it is the stripes on the arm for the Adidas manufacturing. Although you've got the 3 stripes, but you've got blue, yellow, blue, so it ties in with the club crest. 19th spot is Rotherham United. Over-engineering with their design. You can't really do too much with a solid red kit. It's got the white sleeves and the white collar, very much like an Arsenal kit, I guess. You've got the stadium in the background, which is a nice touch, but it just looks a bit of a mess. The collar for me on this one is what puts it so low down, with the fold over, the red line through it, and that weird bit of cloth again. It just seems hacked on and an afterthought as to how we put the fold over collars in. It tries to modernise a 90s style kit and it doesn't do it very well. Solid white sleeves, there's just plain white sleeves. They've got a little nice bit of red trim to them, so that's okay as well. Looks okay on it. It's not too jarring. It matches their branding. Not a great kit, but not terrible either. Patience is a virtue, or so we thought. Birmingham City made us wait for this. 18th spot, it's a plain blue t-shirt with a wave pattern throughout the middle in a darker, more Royal Navy style colour. It's a template kit. The top of the kit, you can see the seams on the Nike where it does that arch. There is another kit that we'll be talking about with that Nike arch and template style further into the video. The collar on this one, it is that darker navy blue, matching the sleeves and that middle wave pattern. The sponsor, nobody really knows what it is. It is just basically a PE kit. 17th place is Bristol City. This kit's been out for a while, and there was some kind of dispute with the manufacturer, so they've had it in use in games for a while. It's supposed to be, obviously they are the red, so it should be a solid red, but they've gone with a couple of thin white stripes throughout it. It does partner well with where they've placed the manufacturing logo and the crest. Again, it falls within those double white lines either side. There is a little bit of thought behind how they incorporated the sponsor, so that's a nice touch. Collar shape is quite nice, but it has two red stripes through a solid white, and same with the sleeves. I think it's a decent kit for Bristol, but it's nothing new. In 16th place, I've put Stoke City's kit. It is a very bang average red and white striped kit. The collar I absolutely hate. The sleeve I think is a nice little bit of detail. It's a solid white sleeve with a black trim around it, and the only other place you see black in the kit is on the club logo. It's black and white. Same with the manufacturer and corporate sponsor. The rest of the kit is just a solid red and white stripe. If a kid was drawing a kit design, this is what Stoke kids would draw. It's very bland, but it is red and white, so it does the job. You can tell it's a Stoke kit. Speaking of kits that do the job of advertising their club from afar, Blackburn Rovers. This blue and white combo does the standard. You have a white side, a blue side, and then the alternating colours on each of their sleeves. Club crest, the logo on that does pop out of the shirt a bit. It does that embossing effect with the entire kit of having repeating multi-font Rovers slapped throughout it, so there is that little bit of extra detail that does make this a unique kit for the season. That's a nice touch. I'm going to say it again, the collar on this kit is just weird. It has that fold over top, but then they've stitched in this lighter blue which features nowhere else on the kit. I think the only thing it kind of matches is like the arch on the club crest, but beyond that, it does the job of being a Blackburn kit. It's an average kit. 14th place is Hull City's black and orange striped kit. You can't get any more average than this. The thing that pulls it down for me in terms of like rating it any higher is the fact that the only thing that pops out of the kit is the club's sponsor. Is the only thing that really pops out from this kit. It does the job of being a Hull City kit. Got a solid black back, but the stripes and the hoop of the neck do match. The solid black sleeves look nice. I can't say as a neutral anybody would be rushing out to get that, but fans I think will enjoy it. The last team in the bottom half of my rankings is West Bromwich Albion. They've gone from a retro design with that one big solid stripe through the middle to the correct amount of stripes you should have in a two-tone kit. The manufacturer and the club crest match up with the navy stripes. The thing that pulls this down for me again is the corporate sponsor. I know it's a local company, I know it's a local manufacturer, but I don't think it matches very well with their club. The West Brom fans again would like this kit. I don't think they're going to be too disheartened by it. If new fans come along and say what's the best West Brom kit, this would be nowhere near the top. Ipswich Town. It's a good Ipswich kit. It's in the top half, but not by much. The geometric shapes that have that two-tone blue does stand out from other Ipswich kits of the past. The little tiny bits of red that are the trimmings of the kit as well look nice. It's a decent effort from Umbro. The thing that puts me off is the fold over collar again, but it does do the job of for conveying that this is an Ipswich blue kit rather than just a solid blue kit that any team could rock. This kit for me is okay. Sunderland's template night kit that I said I would get back to, there's a huge chunk of just white at the top of the kit. We've done it a couple of times in the past. I think this is one of those times where it looks a little bit more purposeful. It's got the right amount of stripes throughout it. The corporate sponsor being a betting company is neither here nor there. The corporate sponsor doesn't look too jarring. It blends in with the kit okay. Matches the style of this lovely crest. The sleeves looks brilliant with the solid red. The white being solid throughout from one side to the other. That differentiator of the collar being white makes sense. It's an above average to good Sunderland kit, but it's not the best one. 10th place is a Cardiff City kit. They moved away from that just solid boring blue that they went with last season, and they've decided to incorporate a nice sashed slash stripe pattern. There's a diagonal going throughout the kit that looks like a sash, but throughout that sash there's different tones of blue throughout it. I think that looks quite nice if it didn't have that weird tiny button at the top on the collar. I think the rest of the collar looks nice, but that little button I would just cut off. The arms and the sleeves are all just solid blue. That's nice. You're not going to get much disapproval for buying this kit because there is a little bit of thought behind it. It's a good football kit. It does the job of conveying who the club are, and it's a solid design. This had the potential to be a lot higher. Norwich in 9th. I normally rate their kits quite well. As you can tell, I'm not au fait to the colour yellow. For me, it's a little bit disappointing because traditionally they do have some bold, good, clean kits. This one doesn't do it for me. The Lotus logo compared to last kit just looks like it's been slapped on this time. The green stripes are a different tone to the Joma logo from the images I can see, and that is a different tone of green from the club crest. Doesn't really stand out, but the thing that jars me and drops this down the most in the list is where that seam happens in the arm. It just, you have the green lines and they just stop. I think there's a couple of fans from Norwich that would buy this in a heartbeat, but I also noticed that I didn't complain about the collar in this one. That's the style of collar that you should be having in modern kits. Number 8, Leicester City, returning to the Championship with probably their best kit they've had in a while. It could have been potentially 5th in this list if that King Power logo wasn't about 40% of the front of the kit. That is the only thing that really detracts from this kit. A lot of Leicester fans will love this one, and I can understand why. Embossing of the club's fox and 3 stripes blends in well with the manufacturer, the club's branding. 3 stripes from Adidas as expect, but then that cuts halfway down the sleeve and you get into that pattern that continues. That pattern is consistent throughout the entire kit. In 7th spot, just missing out from the playoffs, I guess, Preston North End. They've gone with a solid white. Well, kinda. There's 2 white stripes, one's solid white and one's slightly off. The colour of the manufacturer, the corporate sponsor, the trimmings of the kit, the collar and the sleeves, they all match the club crest. Slight tweaks around how that collar looked. It's a good Preston kit, that's it. I think I could just trim all that out and just say it's a good Preston kit. Have a look. Getting themselves back into the playoffs is Huddersfield Town. They've gone with the standard blue and white stripes. The gold trimmings add that little bit of extra quality. Part of the collar that has a bit of gold on there. You've got the Umbro logo and the corporate sponsor in gold, so there is that gold theme and it has been taken into account when designing the kit. There's a geometric pattern in the background as well. It looks like a modern Huddersfield kit. Huddersfield's kit is a really good kit. I can see a couple of fans not liking the gold trimmings because they haven't really earned that. They haven't got a promotion. They haven't won a trophy. It's just they survived last season, so maybe that's what the gold is celebrating. Could you imagine having that much gold in your kit and having nothing to celebrate off the back of it? In 5th spot, we have Queen's Park Rangers. I really like the red trims around their hoops. There's a couple of things that I think they've missed out in that finer bit of detail, but otherwise this is a banging kit. It's very unique. It's a really good kit, and I think a lot of people would want it. You've got their very standard blue and white hoops, but every bit of embellishment in this kit has a solid red trim to it. You've got the crest, which is also now in a red, just a monotone red colour, and the manufacturer is in red too. Exactly what you'd want. I think this is a banging kit, and if I was a QPR fan, I'd be buying it. It's so much easier to talk about kits when they're nice, right? In fourth spot, I've gone with Millwall. They've gone with that solid dark navy blue kit that you'd usually expect from a Millwall kit. Came out with a banger last year, and this year they've pretty much matched it. Husky chocolate, the corporate sponsor on there, doesn't look out of place. It looks exactly what a club shirt sponsor should do. The club crest, the manufacturing logo, the collar and the sleeves all have that white trimming and embellishment that you'd expect from a Millwall kit. They've got that pattern at the bottom part of the kit, which looks like 8-bit rain, I guess, in a sky blue colour, which adds a little bit of flair to the kit. I can see a lot of Millwall fans buying this kit this season to add to their collection. In third place, I've gone with Watford's black and yellow kit. Last season I ranked them quite highly. This season they've definitely improved on that, moving away from a solid colour kit to that two-tone. I think modernises their kit quite nicely. The collar has a lovely bit of detail where the front bit, that bit that a lot of clubs seem to be tacking on, that's in black, and then you've got yellow around the sides throughout the back. There's two things that detract from this kit, and it's the solid yellow back. I think they could add a little bit more flair with boxing it in, or putting a little bit of the patterns into the back of the kit as well. The second thing is the Mr. Q branding on there. You see the pattern in the background first, then the next thing that pops out is the corporate sponsor rather than the club crest, and the club crest should always be more important than the corporate sponsor, making that the most important thing behind the overall design. Poor choice. That's why it's third. It's still a really good kit. In second place, I've gone with Coventry City. They have thought about this kit a lot. They had a really good design last year. I rated that one super highly, and this year they've bettered themselves. These just seem like random shapes, but they're not, and not many people have seen this. It's elements of their badge blown up and emphasised in their pattern. Behind their actual club crest, you can see the elephant and castle. You can see the phoenix on the entirety of one side. Those extra bit of details that you'll keep on noticing with this kit. The collar, sky blue, solid colour, doesn't look like it would choke you, so I like that. The slapped on red badge on the side, that just looks completely last minute and out of place, which dragged it down. Pretty much the perfect Coventry kit though. And finally, the best of the bunch has to be newcomer. This is a unique Plymouth kit. Again, get it if you haven't got it already. It's a solid kit. It's one colour for the most part. It is that really dark green. It looks like the perfect Plymouth kit to me, but the trimmings on it are all in gold. Literally everything that you'd expect normally to be white for Plymouth. You've got the gold arms, you've got the gold collar, the gold corporate sponsor, the manufacturer, and instead of the white in the crest, it's gone to gold there. And I think that gold is to celebrate their previous season's success, newcomers to the league, and straight on the top of the podium. That's it. That's my video. Hope you liked it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions respectfully in the comments. Smash a like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Until next time, bye bye.